The news, good evening. A new positive COVID-19 case has been confirmed by the Department of Health. The 24-year-old visitor who traveled from Dubai arrived in Seychelles on the 4th of September. She tested positive for COVID-19 after conducting exit screening for travel outside of the country. She is presenting mild symptoms of the virus and has been admitted to the isolation and treatment center for care. Further investigation is being conducted by the contact tracing team, and close contacts from several leisure facilities that she visited have been placed under quarantine. 4 political parties have so far paid their security bond for both the forthcoming presidential and parliamentary elections. The Electoral Commission gave this update during a press conference this afternoon. 2 independent candidates for the National Assembly elections have also paid the deposit. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Danny Luca, says other potential candidates have until nomination day to pay the bond. It is to be noted that nomination date for the presidential election is the 16th of September, and for the parliamentary elections 2 days later. Another independent candidate in the upcoming elections has joined forces with Alain Saint-Onge's political party. Mike Chadstone is standing for One Seychelles in the Plaisance district in the National Assembly ballot. He is the second independent to align with Mr. Saint-Onge following this week's announcement by Ralph Volser.
A short walk to freedom for Mike Chadstone on the long road to power. Emerging this morning from 2 weeks' quarantine after returning from overseas, the founder and leader of the Independent Conservative Union of Seychelles says his party shares common policy aims with Mr. Saint-Onge.
Alain's credibility speaks for itself. And when the electorate is going for a president, they should look at this credibility, this acumen, and choose the best person to run Seychelles, particularly now that we have a situation where COVID-19 is changing the dynamics and the status quo globally.
An election campaign veteran and former teacher with family and a property business in Australia, he's contesting Plaisance, a marginal district where he grew up. Today, Mr. Saint-Onge was at the Electoral Commission to register candidates in all 26 districts, with Mr. Chadstone on the ticket.
One, he's known in the district. Secondly, that Mike Chadstone, it's not the first election that he proposes himself. He tried to be part of different movements in the past. And we need to respect his right, but we need to give him the encouragement as well to serve Seychelles and to be part of the election process.
He follows Ralph Volser, who declared his One Seychelles candidacy this week.
And I've decided to not to run for president, but to...
Mr. Chadstone will now campaign for a party committed to, among other things, decriminalising marijuana. But he says it won't split opposition support.
This question about splitting the opposition, I think it's a very old story that people should start forgetting about it. If we believe in democracy, we have to allow democracy to flourish.
He's standing in a district held for the past 4 years by LDS. With 6 weeks until polling, the race to win hearts and minds in a key electoral battleground begins.
Judge Bernardin Renaud and freelance journalist Patsy Kanaya, who presents the Tête-à-Tête program, will be the moderators for SBC's first ever presidential debates. The 2 90-minute-long debate will take place on the 9th and 16th of October. The SBC's Deputy Chief Executive, Juju Louange, says that it is only after nomination that the SBC will be able to confirm the number of candidates who will be participating in the debate, which will adopt the Canadian model for its leaders' debate. It has been a while since the SBC launched a public call for questions for the candidates. Mr. Louange says that lots of questions have already been registered, and there are only 4 days left for others who wish to contribute.
Actually, I know there's a lot of anticipation out there. People are looking forward to the first presidential debate organized by SBC. We will have two for this forthcoming general elections. The response of the public has been amazing. We have received loads of questions, and I just want to make a final appeal, because our public call will end on Tuesday, the 15th of September. So you have only 4 more days to forward your questions. Please keep them coming. And we've started working on the lot that we have received. And once the deadline for submission, which I've said is Tuesday, we will start working on all of them.
What about the moderators? How did SBC come up with the moderators?
Well, we have chosen 2 moderators whom we believe can guide the debate. 2 moderators with experience, with integrity, and they will be able to bring the debate where we want it to go.
President Danifo submitted his Declaration of Assets document to the Public Person Declaration of Assets Commissioner, Judge Bernardin Renaud, this morning at State House. Members of the National Assembly and the Speaker who have completed their terms in office or resigned are liable to submit their declaration within 1 month after they withdraw from their responsibilities. Judge Renaud says that most of the National Assembly members have handed over their documents. 8 others are yet to do so, whereas for the President and ministers who are still in office, they have 3 months to hand over their documents.
Inform me that he's ready with his form and to come and receive it. So he's within time. I came and I collected the necessary procedure, and I have his declarations with me. That is the first one. For the others, I've worked with the members of the National Assembly. Most of them have declared. Some have not done so yet, and I'm now liaising with them, or they are liaising with me to sort out so that I can collect from them.
President Faure met the Roman Catholic Bishop Denis Vier at State House this morning. The curtsy call comes following the recent announcement by Pope Francis appointing Bishop Alain Harel as the new bishop of the Diocese of Port Victoria. The President conveyed the sincere gratitude of the government and people of Seychelles to Bishop Vier for his many years of service to the Roman Catholic Church and to the country. He also thanked Bishop Vier for his instrumental role in improving relations with all the other religious denominations in the country through his role as the chairperson of the Seychelles Interfaith Council, SIFCO, since its inception. Bishop Vier will remain active in his duties until the arrival of his successor. The Principal Secretary of Finance, Damien Tese, says that the government did consult stakeholders before implementing certain policies. When explaining the details behind certain policies, Mr. Tese explained that the government is making sure that the programs are sustainable and will continue to assess them and adjust if necessary.
Any government policy or expenditure comes directly from the budget. And how we fund these policies is either from the money that we generate through the taxes or we loan out. So in any year, be it a good year or be it in a COVID year, we will always go out to borrow. But ideally, since economic reform, we've been making surpluses whereby we spend less than we collect. But since this is an unprecedented era, we find it necessary now to go out to provide certain assistance to the citizens and businesses. So naturally, we have to borrow more to be able to finance some of these short-term measures that we find ourselves in.
And with this, we end this news summary. Thank you for watching and have a very pleasant evening.